So tell me about how you went about raising money. Um, how did you get introduced to your first investors? Uh, how many did you talk to before you had a commitment and a check in the bank?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I completed an incubator and several accelerators, and so I started building relationships with investors during some of those programs, which was tremendously helpful. I've also spoken to other founders who have received investment from some of the investors that I've targeted as likely to be interested in our product based on the industries and the stages that they invest in, and found that really reaching out early on in the conversation, even before we were ready to think about raising, made a lot of sense so that they could stay abreast of what we were doing, sending out regular updates. And in fact, it's interesting, even before we put out information about our brand as it exists today, just seeing month to month or quarter to quarter how much growth we've had has been how our current investors decided that they wanted to invest. Actually seeing how quickly we were able to, add value and make, in other ways, make waves and disrupt this industry in the right ways. From month one to month five, we've actually had a outreach from that progress alone to say, okay, let's actually have a real conversation now, because we didn't think you'd be able to pull off X, Y, or Z, and here you are with something in addition that is already showing promise. So yeah.
Yeah, oftentimes when you first talk to investors, they often want to see some more validation or de-risking that you're able to execute on building the company and scaling the business.
Absolutely. And I'm building a business. I'm not in Silicon Valley. I'm not in New York. I'm in Atlanta. I'm also an African American woman. And so I am a founder that may look and sound different from the founders that folks have invested in before. So for me, it was important to make sure that I was introducing myself early, as well as through people who they already knew and trusted, i.e., the founders that they've already invested in. So when the time was right, we could have a conversation based on our platform, and be able to get the investment that made sense for both us and for them at the stage that we were.